Hey guys, Brent Hull. 3 years later, the time has finally come. We get to go look at a project that's finished. We're going to go up to Ohio, Buckeye Lake, a very cool lake house, one of my first flip ups. So come check it out. I think it really turned out amazing. This client actually listened to the things I was saying, let us do cool windows, and they did a Ludowici roof, and they did the proper scale and the proportion, and the windows with the weight pockets, all these fun things. I think it turned out great. Let me know what you guys think. We are in Ohio, Buckeye Lake. This client came to me many years ago. We were doing some early consulting things, and they had a plan for a house, and they said, hey, we really want something that looks old. If you didn't know, when would you think this house was built? It's really interesting. There's some great details and some great things. There's Ludowici tile roof. There's good architectural columns, good proportion and detail. They've got the 100-year window here. We've got 100-year doors here. It is an amazing, amazing house. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's go look at the boathouse. You'll notice that the columns that they've used is a Greek Doric column, okay? Now, it's Greek Doric because there's no base, okay? The Roman Doric might have a base on it. These Greek Doric columns go right down. I love that because it not only captures kind of that temple spirit, but it's rustic, okay? It's not super formal, which is appropriate in my mind for a boathouse, lake house kind of feel. So, right, we're on a lake, it's a lake house, but it has such a casual spirit to it that these columns, even though they're very formal, right, even though the railing's kind of that Chippendale railing, it still feels dressed down, which I love. This little thing here, notice what those columns are. Notice the pilasters there, okay? Those pilasters are a pilaster with entasis, okay? And that means they have shape to them. That means they're bigger at the bottom than they are at the top. What that means is that that's not typically how you always do pilasters. Typically pilasters are kind of these straight things. Sometimes they have entasis. These do, and they have this wonderful little shape to them, and they're wonderful how we've organized this, and we worked really hard to get it a full entablature in here. You'll notice we've got a frieze and an architrave and a great cornice, and so all of those details are here, but because of the colors, because of the feel of this thing, it feels very natural here. The fun spirit of this place is captured in the sink that's in that little powder bath. It is an Evinrude motor, an outdoor little Evinrude motor that he's put this sink in. They took the motor out. So cute, love it. Captures the spirit of this lake and of this house and just the casual nature. Great outdoor fireplace here. There's a great outdoor sitting area here. You're still kind of captured here. Warm my hands. It's a nice cool day here. Look at the shutters, okay? Look at the windows. Look at the little clips here, guys. These clips, okay? Those are for screens and storms, okay? And the owner is telling me, and you see the little eye hooks we got here, kind of going all old school on this thing, but we used our 100-year window with a storm, okay? And that storm, he's telling me, he's got them stored very carefully in his garage. They come out, he says, I got a guy coming out this week that he's gonna hang them. He goes, it's amazing how well they work and how efficient these windows are when you got the storm on top of them. So, you've got this total old school look, right? This total capturing that 1920s vibe. Got the putty glazing, the single light, the hand-blown glass, right? And so we've got the movement in the glass, the shutters, okay? Realize that the shutters could be a panel shutter, they could be a louver shutter, but these are the plank shutters, okay? So this is a board and batten shutter, which of course what? It dresses down that formalism there and gives us something that works. These are working shutters, they're from Timberlane. Got the shutter dog. This shutter dog is bigger on the bottom than it is on the top. Why? Because this is weighted, okay? So it's always gonna fall back into that position. So it's made so that this comes away and can close, right? My pet peeve, don't do the shutter dog on the side. It doesn't belong there, okay? It belongs on the bottom where this weighted system, right, makes this thing fall into place every time, holds that shutter back. And then this design here and all our doors are 100-year doors. And what that means is that we've got a drip edge going on the outside of our doors. So we've got a wood sill, but this drip edge is kind of like the secret sauce that makes this door successful, because the underside of that, any water that gets on here falls off. Notice too, what's going on here, that the bottom edge of my panel, okay, is sloped. So the wood comes down, no water is ever going to be able to get into this bottom rail because of that slope detail. And then these are sloped as well, okay? So there's a bunch of great details inside this door that helps it succeed, that helps it perform, that helps it do great. Ludowici tile, I was very excited that he wanted to use Ludowici tile. Ludowici tile is an Ohio tile. And so it's a tile that's kind of from this area and from this region. It's a 150-year-old company. That's a 100-year roof for sure, for sure. This whole house is built to last 100 years, which I love. So the windows, the roof, the columns, all of these things are meant to succeed, which gives this house a timelessness, which makes it awesome. So he said that these windows have never been opened. I can't believe that that window is moving as smooth as it is, has never been opened. But basically with our window, you've got adjustable stops where you can tighten and loosen these things and getting them. If it gets a little too sticky, you can open it up so it moves. We got these rope pulleys, the brass pulleys inside here, the weights. So you're gonna notice on the windows that are in the porch and they're upstairs that are paired together, that there's a wide mull in between the windows. Why is that? That's because the weight pocket, allowing those weights inside there to move, is always a 5 to 6 inch wide mull, okay? So here's that wide mull I was talking about where windows are paired together. This allows for the weights in between here. But look at the rhythm and look at the balance that's coming across there. Look at the shimmering glass. This is magical inside here. These great details, hanging the storms or the screens on top of there, totally historical. Also this porch, okay? Porches are something that is hard to get right. This is a great one. We've got that great blue color on the thing that keeps the bugs away. But this column and that beam up in there, okay? The beam that sits on top of that column there is really important. Notice that the capital of this column is sitting out proud of there. That's the right way to do that. That this neck is in line with that beam that kind of holds this up. But getting that lift above here really makes this place feel so inviting. I mean, wouldn't you like to have a cocktail out here and be on the summertime having a sip with the kids running around? I mean, this is unbelievable how nice this is. Going up on the terrace above with those bedrooms that open out onto that terrace. This is an amazing, amazing spot. So what we found when we did this house, when the client first came to me, is he had a commercial architect kind of put together a very basic house plan. It was the same shape, okay, because we really didn't change the shape. The window locations were similar, okay? The problem was that all the parts and pieces that we've been talking about that I get excited about, the windows, the shutters, the window size, the window placement, how they're organized, how they're put together, all of those things were wrong, okay? The columns were wrong, the porch details were wrong. And so it wasn't necessarily that the massing or the form or the organization or the design, okay, as far as the interior design was bad. In fact, we really didn't even change that. What we changed is all the elements on the outside. We gave it a better roof, gave it a better overhang. Notice that it's on this roof. They've got decorative tails, okay? And notice that the decorative tails have a beadboard on top of it. That's a classic 1920s, early turn of the century kind of detail that wasn't in place. We used a round gutter, okay, not a K gutter. The trim details around the windows and doors, all of those different things are 1% things, a 0.5% thing, maybe 2%. The rafter tails, maybe that's a 5%. The windows, maybe that's a 5%. But you start getting 10 of those right, and all of a sudden the house is 50% better. So when I'm looking at these houses going, how to fix this house, I'm really picking individual pieces of that house and changing them based on kind of when they were put together, how they were put together, the story that they tell, and making sure that it's a cohesive story that works. So fun for me, guys, to actually go show you one that's been completed. A lot of times you'll ask me, hey, I'd love to see this when it's complete. It sometimes just takes a long time, but when it's done right, I mean, the transformation from that ugly warehouse, Costco, to something that was really beautiful, something that's really intriguing, something that really stands out on the lake was so much fun. Beauty matters. Making beautiful places, making beautiful things, really just transformative. This client loves their house. They're so excited. I think it turned out amazing. Let me know what you guys think. I'm Brent Hull. Appreciate you watching.